Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 19, and today we're returning with two big games with our Canaries as we take on Manchester City away from home, and then our rivals Ipswich Town away in the FA Cup third round. Before we get to the games though, shall I know what we've been getting on off camera? And of course, in the last episode, you saw our 1-1 draw against Jason's Brighton before our 3-0 victory away on the South Coast against Southampton. Played 10 games off camera, and as you can see, the run's been pretty mixed, but considering the fact this is our first season back in the Premier League, right now I'm celebrating every victory like we've won the FA Cup. But we started the run off camera with another big scalp, our third of the season, as we beat Manchester City by 2-0. Right now, Pep Guardiola is in charge of Man City, by the way. Crazy game, this one. Man City had a disallowed goal through Memphis Depay. Ryan Brewster scored again. I'm going to nickname this guy Ryan Big Game Brewster because I pick him for the big games and he always scores in them. He made it 1-0. Then Stones got sent off for a second yellow card, and then in stoppage time, Emi Buendia sent the Carrow Road fans into a rupture as he made it 2-0 and ensured that we would have the 3 points. Great game, third scalp of the season, unbelievable. And then following that, our third straight victory and our third straight clean sheet. We beat West Brom away at the Hawthorns by 2-0. Once again, another disallowed goal for us. Adam Idah, I think, has had 3 or 4 disallowed goals this season. He's had more disallowed goals than actual goals. The poor kid, goal chalked off for offside. Roman Sawyers scored an own goal for the Baggies as well. And with 17 minutes to go, Eze wrapped the points up as we got the victory. But following that, a bit of a shaky run of form where we only won one game in 5, starting with a 1-0 loss at home to Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Fabinho scored their first, smacking the ball in, and I mean smacking it in, at the near post. And 12 minutes later, Ben Thompson sent off for 2 bookings as the Reds got the win there. But our win did come in the very next game in this run of 5 here away at Turf Moor against Burnley. Fantastic game, 7-goal thriller, won it by 5-2. And Emi Buendia in this game was just, it was just one of those games where Buendia just takes over, you know, and he's unstoppable. He scored twice. I think he set up 2 as well. Sander also bagged a brace in this game. And I think Ajorque, it was Ludovic Ajorque, scored his first goal of the season right towards the end of the match as well, in a crazy, absolutely crazy game. They're action-packed, and certainly the first one in the match of the day running order, that one. What a fantastic 7-goal thriller. But following that, no wins in 4, and also back-to-back defeats as well, where we conceded 6 goals in 2 games. First home to Spurs, lost by 3-0. Harry Kane scoring the first one, so much power on his shot there in the near post, and then Spurs scored 2 late goals there. First through Dele Alli, and then Bergwijn with a free kick from range, making it 3-0, and after that a 3-2 loss away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea in West London. I picked a backup side for this game, a really weak lineup, and I have to say we were very, very unlucky not to come away with a point in this game. Brewster did it again. I'm definitely going to nickname this guy Ryan Big Game Brewster because all of his goals this season have come against big teams. He made it 1-0, Tammy Abraham made it 1-1, then in the second half Chelsea scored 2 quick goals in 5 minutes. First, Jadon Sancho with this glorious goal right past the mark. Ziyech made it 3-1, and Rob Holding grabbed a consolation goal for us in stoppage time to make it 3-2. And following that, back-to-back draws, 1-1 scorelines. First home to Crystal Palace. Eze making it 1-0. What a season of Brecci's having this year, making it 1-0. For Joe Rodden, scored an equaliser for the visitors after a free kick was failed to be dealt with. And after that, a 1-1 draw at King Power against Leicester City. James Maddison, formerly of Norwich. This guy always scores against us when we face Leicester. He made it 1-0. And then Karamoko Dembele made it 1-1 in the 26th minute, after Ajorque's shot was well saved. But following that, back-to-back wins to end the run off camera. First home to Newcastle by 4-1, where Ludovic Ajorque scored a hat-trick. Streets won't forget Ludovic Ajorque, man. Last season was so big towards the end of the season, scoring goals, and we were starting to struggle. He scored 3 goals in this game. Really nice to see. And Brecci Eze also scored 5 minutes in as well. And Ajorque's second goal as well, worth showing it twice. It was a long ball over the top from a Jamal Lewis free kick, and he had time and space to run on and take it inside, but he just thought, nah, fuck it, I'm going to strike it first time from 25 yards. Banged one out into the top corner. Amazing goal, and probably contended for goal of the season right now. 4-1 the final score though, and our final game off camera was a 2-0 victory at home to Everton on Boxing Day. I was going to play this on camera, but after being drawn against our rivals Ipswich in the FA Cup third round, I thought I'd come back for that game instead. Won it by 2-0 though. First Karamoko Dembele scoring, and then Emi Buendia with 18 minutes to go. I love this goal as well. We slid through, and he just sort of seated Pickford. He just sat Pickford down before stroking into the bottom corner. Looks so cool as he racked the points up there as we got the victory by 2-0. So yeah, quite a mixed run of form really for Norwich City. 3 defeats, couple of draws in there as well. But for the most part, it's still been a very successful season thus far. When I say very successful, I'm downplaying. It's been bloody amazing. We're in 6th place right now. Have an incredible season. 35 points on the board, and as things stand, halfway through the campaign, if the season was to end here, we would qualify for the Europa League. It's very tight though, as you can see. We're only 2 points behind Chelsea in 4th place right now, but also only 2 points ahead of Man City in 8th place, who also had the best form in the division. So half the season played, I can't believe how good it's been. We've already got more points on the board than we did in the entirety of season 1. Norwich City this season are absolutely on fire. 4th best defensive record in the division. I'm speechless, but I'm so happy. This has been incredible. And it's not really hit me right now that we're in a Europa League place. I think it's because at some point I am expecting us to have a drop in form and end up finishing around mid-table. But I don't want to look over my shoulders right now and think, how many more points do we need for survival? How many more points do we need to finish in mid-table? I want to keep thinking, how many more wins can we get this season? And is there a serious chance we could qualify for the Europa League? It's very, very unlikely, even though right now we're in 6th, because I do expect at some point Man City and Leicester to kick on, and Everton as well. But as things stand, we're there, so why not? We're dreaming of Europe. Let's see if we can pull off the impossible in our first season back. So yeah, first game today, we're against what could be a Europa League rival here, away against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Right now they're sitting in 8th place. We beat them at Carrow Road. Let's see if we can beat them at the Etihad as well. By the way, Brendan Rodgers is now in charge of Manchester City, for those wondering. And going to line up in 4-2-3-1 for this game. Control possession style of play. I've been flipping between 4-2-3-1 and 4-1-2-3 gegenpress this season, but I think the 4-2-3-1 has wielded us the best results. And right now, nobody is injured and everyone is basically fit for the game. This won't last long. So this is our team for the game. We've got Farinas in goal, back four of Lewis, Benkovic, Godfrey and Aarons with Sander and Reed for the middle. Ize's on the left, Dembele's on the right, and Buendia supports Ryan Brewster, who's been amazing this season in the big games. I've got so much faith in the kid, I really do. And on the bench, Fabianski, Holding, Byram, Tribal, Shaqiri, Ajorque, and young Adamaida as well. So first game, it's Man City. A huge game in the race for Europa League place. Come on, you Canaries. I never thought we'd be in this position when we came up. I really never would have imagined this in my wildest dreams. So to be here is amazing. But again, there's a second half to come this season as Bernardo Silva strikes that shot wide. Loads more football still left to play. And if we are to finish in the top 7, then we need to be incredibly disciplined and pick up points in these big games away from home as well. But 14 minutes in, I think we've given a penalty away, and we have. Sander pushes Lukaku, and a chance for the host to go in front here from the spot. 15 minutes into the game, it's Lautaro Martinez, and Farinas beats it away. South American denies South American, the Venezuelan with the stop, and we're still tied at 0-0. I rarely see penalty saves, but Farinas pulls off the heroics there and keeps us tied at 0-0. Go on the Venezuelan, as we are still goalless. Sirius Brewster picks it up and crosses to Dembele, whose header goes just over the bar. You saw it in the last episode. This guy, I don't know how he keeps winning headers. He's 5'5" with 10 jumping reach. It's extraordinary. I swear he's got bionic legs. As Mendy down left-hand side for Man City will find Bernardo Silva. And back to Benjamin Mendy. Comes inside. Farinas makes the save. Still 0-0 in an action-packed first half. And the highlight's going to continue as well as Sander pops it out wide towards Karamoko. Max is on the overlap, but then Bele takes it on himself here down the right-hand side. He's tackled by Mendy though, and now a chance for the visitors to break. Aaron's out of position. Bernardo Silva holds him off, drives forward, slides through Martinez, and again, it's Farinas frustrating the Argentines. Still 0-0. What a start to the game, and right now our number 1 is looking unbeatable. He's had a very good season, Farinas. He's actually 4th in the race for the Golden Glove right now for most clean sheets in the Premier League. He's been really good this season. He still has that minimum fee release clause of £20 million. I'm so surprised no one's matched it. He's a very good young goalkeeper, but right now I'm glad no one's matched it, because as things stand, he's keeping us tied at 0-0 and making sure we'll leave the Etihad with a very credible point. 45 minutes to go though. Ize down the left-hand side, and oh, big game, big game, big game! Big game, Brewster does it again. All 5 goals this season have come against the big teams. 2 against Man City, 2 against someone Arsenal, and he also scored a goal against, was it Chelsea? I think it might have been Chelsea, or perhaps Spurs as well. Norwich in front, big game, Brewster does it again. Oh, don't concede straight away. Don't concede straight away for Reynes. Comfortable goalkeeping from the number one there. He's had a fantastic game so far. But Brewster, man, I'm loving him as he throws it to Buendia, who's dispossessed by Rodrigo. Benkovic makes the tackle, but Reed... Oh, Martinez, he's had a shocker. How's he missed that? He's having a shocker. 5.7 Lautaro's on right now. And I'm glad Rodgers ain't taking him off. Corner for Norwich. Oh! Straight after the game, he's getting the first nickname of the series. Ryan, big game, Brewster does it again. We're 2-0 up at the Etihad. Ludwig Ajorque has been on fire recently. Adam Idah is at number 9, but Brewster, I pick him in these big games for this reason. He lives for these games, and he's having an absolute storm right there. Going to take off Reed right now on a booking. I never like to play a ball midfielder on a booking, and I'll drop, bring on Tybalt, and I'll have Sander now chasing around the Man City players. Corner for Norwich, Stones heads clear, and as things stand, we're 16 minutes away from a famous victory at the Etihad Stadium, and our 4th big win of the season as Lukaku hits the post. And the sun is shining on Norwich City today. Surely we're on course for a huge win. Don't throw this away, lads. Come on. As Davis down left crosses. Oh my word. How on earth has that stayed out? Yeah, yo, yo. Yeah, yo, yo. Oh my word. I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. Norwich City have completed the double over Manchester City this season. Back-to-back victories against Brendan Rodgers' side. And Ryan, big game Brewster, bags a brace. I don't know what to say. He's assured. I've got convinced and composed players out there. I'm absolutely loving this. People had written us off today and you proved them all wrong. Well done on a great result. Norwich City are right now sat in the Europa League places, and after a big win there against Man City, make it 5 unbeaten and have now extended the gap on Rodgers' team to 5 points. I can't believe this. Destiny is in our own hands this season. Another clean sheet for the Canaries too. And I'm going to re-nickname him right now. Ryan Big Game Brewster. Every single one of his goals this season have come in the big games. I play him in these ones because he never lets me down. Big game, does it again. I can't believe this. You know, it's episodes like this where I'm really fearful that I haven't done the recording configuration properly. And I've either muted my microphone by accident or I haven't, instructed my screen recording software to record the audio or whatever, And I I always worry when I'm ending the recording that it will crash as soon as I'm about to save it or whatever, because I'm gleaming right now. I'm so happy. I can't believe this 18 games to go. There's a lot of football left to be played, so let's just calm ourselves down. A lot of football still have to be played, and you can't take nothing for granted in football. And after what happened in Season 1, we know that for sure. We've learnt our lesson since then, so let's just calm it down. It's been an amazing season, but there's a long way to go. And by the way, can we give Farines some credit as well? I mean, that was an incredible game for our number one there. It really, really was. The penalty save. The penalty save. The game could have been totally different had he not pulled off those heroics there. He made a couple of other big saves, one on a one-on-one. That clearance off the line as well, late in the game too. Again, that release clause of £20 million remains active after our relegation in Season 1, even though we're now in Season 3 now. There was interest from Wolfsburg, interest from Spurs. Thankfully, that's all now been dropped here. And on £40,000 a week, 2.5 years left in his deal, he's not actually progressed that much since we signed him back in Season 1. However, he does put in a really good shift, and this season, 9 clean sheets in 19 as well. He's been very good for Reynes. So here we go, second and final game of today's episode. As you see, Bashiri's just agreed a new 4-year contract here with Norwich City. We now take on Ipswich Town, our rivals, in our first East Anglian derby of this series. And we're away at Portman Road, and right now Ipswich are currently sitting top of League One as well. Can I quickly, okay, there we go. So Ipswich Town right now is at top of League One, and yeah, they'll be hoping for a cup set here at Portman Road as we try and avoid it against the Tractor Boys. So stick with a 4-2-3-1, but a big change to our team selection, of course, because even though there is a week before our next game in the Premier League against Brighton away, I still want to field a weakened side just to give some fringe players opportunities in this cup game here. So Fabianski's in goal. It's back for Jamal Lewis, Bushiri, Holding and Byram with Tribal and Ben Thompson through the middle. Cantwell's on the left, Shaqiri's on the right, and Buendia supports Adam Ida up top. Come on, Ida, you need some goals, mate. Now's the chance to get it. And on the bench, you've got Kraft, Godfrey, Aarons, Thompson, Berger, Dembele, and Ajorque as well. So big game left out of the score because he doesn't want to play in these games. He wants the bigger clashes. So yeah, second and final game. It's our rivals away. Come on, you Canaries. I don't think we'll have Ipswich Town in the Premier League in the entire save. It'll be great if that actually does happen, but it means our main rivals will rarely see them throughout the course of the series. That's why I was going to return for this game here. And I do smell a potential cup set. Complacency could kick in here. And oh, right on cue. That's exactly what happened. Bushiri just signed an extension with a lazy back pass, and Lucas Fabianski, the vet, has to bail the Belgian out. And from the corner, the header just goes just over the bar. Maybe I should have picked a few more starters for this one here. We do have Sander on the bench, Karamoko on the bench, Max and Ben are also on the bench as well. But yeah, I probably should have picked a few more starters for this one. As Emir Hughes has scored, as Fabianski drops a clanger. Well, we just beat Man City away, and now we're 1-0 down against League One Ipswich Town. Lancaster's free kick, headed in by Emir at the far post, and Fabianski. Oh, Lucas! I brought you in to be a safe pair of hands on the bench, and he'll want that one back. 1-0, Tractor Boys in front. Free kick for the Tractor Boys, and Josh Harrop is going to take it. And Fabianski does really well to get across his line and beat it behind for a corner. Well, we have been very poor here against the League One side. 5 minutes to go in a half and still trailing by a goal. Feeling like FIFA career mode right now, beating the big teams with ease, but in these games we're really struggling. So I'm going to get aggressive at half time. I rarely get aggressive, and I'm going to say I expect to see a much better showing from you in the second half, because that was very, very poor indeed. So I'm not going to change the tactics. In fact, I am going to change tactics real briefly here, and I'm going to shorten our passing directness. So don't launch the balls forward at all. Run at defence as well, and that will do it for now. Second half to come. We've got a good enough team, but for some reason, just not performing out there. 45 minutes to go. Free kick for Norwich. Buendia floats in. And is that a penalty? It is indeed. Penalty for Norwich City. Happened so quickly. But Adam desperately needs a goal. And he's got one. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And the 20-year-old notches up his third of the season. He's really struggled this season, Ida. And to be fair to him, he's had some bad luck with the disallowed goals too. But here, from 12 yards in the derby, sends the keeper the wrong way and notches his third of the campaign. 1-1. Now let's turn this game on its head. Come on, Norwich. We shouldn't be in this position here as Drinian tries to take on Jamal Lewis. Now, Vincent Young has so much space to cross, and he'll go himself and then cross by Carlton Morris, who we released in the summer. Still 1-1. As things stand, we're set for a replay. Well, I think that is going to do it. There are 5 minutes of added time, but the Tractor Boys are going to hold us to a draw, and that means there will be a replay at Carrow Road. So we don't have cup set embarrassment here against our rivals, but it's frustrating to know we're not going to make it through at the first time of asking. We'll need a replay at Carrow Road. I'll fancy our chances at home against the League One side, but frustrating we couldn't put that game to bed at the first time of asking and make it into the fourth round with no hiccups at all. But either way, not going to be too down about it at all, because right now in the Premier League, that's the most important thing. 5 points clear of Man City. I still can't get over it. But that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And we'll come back in the very next episode with games against. Let's play through the entirety of January. And we'll come back in February with, let's go with Newcastle away and Leicester City at home, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. Newcastle away at St James's Park and Leicester at home as well. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series very soon.